Alright guys, it's Mike Glasgow here, bringing you the coach interview for the IBL Season 5. I got with me my boy, Rio.
Yo, what's up guys? Real High Mario here, and I am a coach in the IBL, and I'm going to win it this year, just throwing it out there.
Alright, we got a lot of confidence here. So pretty much we're just going to ask you a series of questions, and we'll just kind of go from there. So the first thing I wanted to ask you was, what got you into the Draft League, and what was your first experience in Draft League itself?
Alright, so my first, what got me to Draft League is I was watching the GBA, I was actually watching A-Drive, and I was looking at him like, I think I can beat this dude in this format. Let me look how to get into this format. And then I realized I don't know how to get into this format. And I was on 681 Shadows. Shout out to 681 Shadow, by the way, for being awesome and getting me into the BFA Season 2, Brawl for All Season 2, as literally the final person. And because I was in one of his servers, an anime server, and I saw he did Draft League, and I asked how he got in, and he's telling me about Brawl for All, and I asked like, is there any way I can join, or if he has a league I can join? I just want to try to join it, and he said, yeah, like. But my first league was actually a Discord league. It was just a Pokemon Discord I was on. They were like, well, we're doing a league. It was 24 people. Weirdest thing ever. It was literally all OU Mons. And if you drafted the regular, you got the Mega. So if you drafted Charizard, you got both Zard X and Zard Y. And you can draft OU and below. There's 24 people. It was a disaster. Like, it wasn't a disaster because it was actually fun. But then they also had 2 out of 3 format where you had to win 2 out of 3 matches every week.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a little hard.
Yeah, it was rough. I made playoffs my first time, and then I got knocked out round 2. So yeah, that happened.
Did you ever play on that remember they had that early like GBA website that you could play on? I don't know if you ever played it, but like you could draft on the website. That was my first experience. I don't know if like you ever seen that.
No, I did not. Like I said, the only thing, like, I didn't even look up draft leagues really, like how to do it or anything. But it was, like I said, it all. My whole like draft league, like getting the IBL is still thanks to like 681 Shadow, because he got me the BFA, which got me to meet like Azor and Johnny GB and those people from like the Hive, which I joined. I signed up for the Hive from BFA, and then from there on out, I met like a bunch of great people. Like, I know a lot of people crap on the Hive, but in all honesty, once you're in it, like the community is actually better than it seems. I just think the people that are toxic outside of like the server are definitely like they get the bad name for it, but it's actually not a bad place.
I've never heard of it, so I have nothing bad to say about it. On to the next question. How exactly did you find the IBL, and what season did you join it?
All right, so Brendan did a tour. He started up a tour, and I found out that a lot of people there from the tour were from IBL. So I watched a few of the videos there. Then Brendan had applications for a D League, so I joined the D League, and now I'm main league. I joined D League last season, and now I'm main league this season.
Nice. Pretty cool. On to the next question. What was your furthest finish in a league, and how well do you remember it, and how did it go?
Furthest finish, ICBA Season 2 D League, I finished first.
Nice.
Literally because it was Mega Low Punny versus Darkrai, and my Darkrai had Protect, and his Low Punny was at like 48% or something like that. And when we first had this in, he used Encore on my Darkrai. And weird thing is, I had Fighting Z, Focus Blast, but I didn't use it then. I was like, do I want to Protect? No. I think I switched. Yeah, he used Encore. Did I switch out? I forget what I did there. Oh, I went for another move, thinking he might think he'll Protect, like I'll Protect. But he went for Encore, so I was like, oh, well, I'm screwed. And because I nasty bought the turn before, and then he did that, and then the last turn it became those 2 Mons, and I just used Protect. I was like, it's a 50-50. Hopefully he just goes for a high jump kick. And he was like, I've been using Mega Low Punny this entire league, and you're the first person that brought Protect.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine a league with Darkrai. That's insane.
It's a fun mon to use if you can ever like get an Ubers, like not an Ubers league, but like where they like allow like certain mons that are considered Ubers,
Like S
but,
tier.
like yeah, like S tier.
I've been in league with like Sheer Force Lando and Battle Bond Grand and stuff like that, but I've never seen Darkrai be allowed. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thing's amazing. Thing is amazing.
So, what is your favorite person to watch play Draft League? Or favorite people at that?
My favorite overall person to watch is actually Joey, just because
Yeah.
he explains his moves while he does it. So I like that. Like in my favorite overall Pokemon, like PokeTuber to watch is like, it's gonna seem weird. It's Jambad. It's because his thought process is all there. He's boring as shit, but his thought process is all there. So like if you're trying to learn, I watch him to like figure out stuff. Weird thing is I never ladder though, so I just watch OU to watch OU or Ubers to watch Ubers.
I get it. Yeah, he is really fun to watch. Did you get his book?
I actually do have his book. I was a nerd that bought his book.
It's not a bad idea. I think it's a good investment if you did get it. Pretty cool. So what is your favorite play style in Draft League? Like
Hyper
overall
offense.
hyper offense? So
I'm terrible with it, but it's my favorite thing to use. Just because like I like to predict. Like the people that know me, I like to predict things. So like it makes it fun to try to predict with their predictions, like with their play style. Weird thing is, I think I could be a lot better at League if I actually scouted out people or put the time to like learn about them. But that's way too much effort for me. I'll just keep using my luck.
yeah, I mean, what's your most successful play style then?
Bulky offense. I'm very good at bulky offense.
Yeah.
I just don't like to use it because I don't like to drag matches out. So hyper offense makes matches go quick.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. So what is your go-to mon to draft in general? Like one mon, you see it, you got the first round pick, maybe even fifth round. It's being slept on. What is the mon you go to?
All right, so it's weird because I do have mons every draft that like I want to draft. Like I love Mega Lopunny. It is amazing to use in draft format. It's just amazing to use in all overall. It's a great mon. But my go-to mon that I get almost every time I can is Ditto, and
Ditto.
it's because I just like. I like to be able to deter step sweeping.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
People, when you have a Ditto, a lot of people fear its Scarf. And the funny thing is, I've probably drafted Ditto 7-8 times, and I've only brought Scarf Ditto 5 times, maybe.
I feel like when you have Ditto, everybody's expecting it to be Scarf.
Yeah, that's it. That's the point. Is if it's not Scarf, you can still switch up moves. So some people set up and they'll have like a move that beats their own mon, but they're thinking like, okay, well, what I can do is I can back out. I can switch out right now. I'll send this Ditto, or he'll kill my mon, send the Ditto. I can go to my wall. He'll back out, and then I can kill him with my next move or whatever. And it's weird because to me, I'm like, most of the time Ditto's not Scarf.
In League, it doesn't make sense for the Ditto to be Scarf.
No, it makes it easy. I've played a Scarf Ditto before, and I set up on it, allowed it to kill me, and then set up on it with something else because it was his last one.
Yeah. I've drafted Ditto before. I think it's a pretty cool mon. It's just like, it feels very predictable. So, on to the next question. So, when it comes down to your cores, which is the first one you get, and which is more important to you? Either Fairy Dragon, Steel, or Fire Water Grass?
I'm on the cores are overrated type thing, but in all honesty, whenever I do believe that. I do believe that cores they're a little overrated, and they tend to make people draft things earlier than they should. Like if they have like a fairy and a dragon, and they're looking like they don't need a steel type right away, but they'll look and be like, oh, I got this, gotta have my steel, and then they'll either overspend or they'll draft something way too early, like something they could have got later, or they'll draft something way too early, and then they can screw up their entire team. But if I do draft my cores, the one I draft first is normally Fairy Dragon Steel, actually.
I do get where you come from with the cores and stuff, because a lot of the times people can look for a core as like a main draft function, and maybe they'll get something that they don't really need, thinking they can fill the core spot. So I do really feel you on that.
Yeah, like I just think like people like overrate the stuff. I just think sometimes you should just go for best mon available. Like if you ever watch sports and there's like the best, like and they do a draft, it's like draft the best player. I think the same thing with mon sometimes. Best mon available should be like sometimes like your thought. Yeah, you might want to complete your core because they do cover weaknesses and stuff and resist this and help resist that. That's awesome. But if you, so say you have your fairy and your dragon, but like Lando T is somehow still on the board. I highly doubt it, but like Lando T is somehow still on the board.
Yeah.
And you have a chance to draft it. Why would you pass that up? First of all, why'd you pass it up after you drafted your second round pick? But like,
yeah, I mean, stuff like that I do really get.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I actually was in a league where Victini and Lando T did not get drafted, and I picked them up as a free agent before. That's pretty funny.
I actually have never seen a league like that. I've seen leagues where Heatran or like Celesteela, which are two mons that should never go undrafted, have.
See, Celesteela went undrafted. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was like early before Celesteela was actually like it was back in Sun and Moon before everybody realized how big of a wall it was.
I'm pretty sure I drafted Celesteela Coco before because I don't think anybody thought that Coco was good.
Yeah, now everybody just drafts Coco Lucha.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It's not on my list of questions, but I'll ask you, how do you feel about Coco Lucha as a core?
I've never lost to it. And it's always so, like, when I build my teams, it's always so hard for me to prep for it. Like, no matter what I have, it's always so hard to prep for it. But I've never lost to it. So, like, even though it's, like, hard to prep for, I just get lucky. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of times, I just get lucky.
Yeah, that last turn electric terrain goes down as you kill Coco.
No, most of the time I let the Hulucha get its unburden boost.
Yeah. I mean, mons like Glasgow and stuff like that can definitely wall Hulucha because it doesn't have Ice Punch.
The Muddy Glasgow walls Hulucha and Coco.
To be completely honest, the first time I lost to Coco Lucha was against Joey on the ladder.
Ah, well, I mean, that you lost to Joey. What are you gonna say? Dang.
I was on
I lost to that good player.
I was at +2 with a Mimikyu.
That's like being in a league with Gypsy and going, dang, Gypsy beat me.
Yeah, because I was at +2 with a Mimikyu and I didn't sneak it. I had no idea what I was thinking. I thought it couldn't kill me, but I didn't realize that acrobatics and stuff, so that was really upsetting. Because then I could have shurikened and knocked it out, so I was just like, dang.
Yeah, when you're facing a ladder nowadays, you definitely need like priority for that specific thing.
Of course. So wanted to ask you, what was your most memorable 6L with like that one mon that's just like you were able to just dominate?
Okay, so this is how I met my boy Dan. We're good friends, but my boy Dan, we were met in a team tour type thing, and I faced him as one of my first matches, and I had Lando T, and he had some Heatran team, and I remember thinking, all right, if he starts with Heatran, I'm setting up, and I'm just destroying his team. Like I looked at his team, I was like, this thing just wrecks his team, because he had no earthquake switches like at all, like no. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wreck his team. So he started off with a Heatran. I started off with my Lando T. He switched out. I got my rock polish off, and then I had Grandium Z obviously. So I Grandium Z one, and then from there it was 6-0 Lando T.
Nothing.
And, like I just beat him straight out.
Nothing
like
had a single. Couldn't take a hit from just an adamant Lando.
Nope.
What was his grass type?
I don't remember. I don't even know if he had one, to be honest.
Wow.
The only thing, because like I said, it was a team league, so like you had to prepare for like it was like we drafted like 30 mons or something like that. Like as a team, so you shared your mons with people. Once you used one mon, you couldn't use that again. So I had like second match, I think. So like I had picks from the entire thing, and I don't even like Lando. Like the weird thing is, I'm not even a Lando T fan. I don't even like it. I hate 4-time weak mons, to be honest. but it does its job well when it has to. It's why it's the #1 most used mod on the OU ladder.
I mean, it does every job pretty well.
Yeah, for like 3 generations now, it's been like the best mod. Like you can't hate on it.
Yeah. Unless you want it banned, but who can do that? Alright, so how we'll close this out, I wanted to ask you what your goals were for the season, and things that you want to do for the season.
Alright, so goals for this season. I'm 6-0 in Brendan. Right? That's just #1 off the bat, 6-0 in Brendan. He invited me and he let me in his league. Thank you, Brendan, and I'm 6-0 you. I want to win, obviously. I don't think anybody goes into any league thinking I want to get second. Like, I want to win. I mean, I'll be satisfied if I make playoffs, but like obviously I want to win. I want to make at least 1 or 2 unique sets that like throw people off completely, because that's always fun to do. And I just want to have a good time. I think that's the whole point of the thing, right? Be competitive, have a good time.
Yeah.
So that means nobody hacks me or beat me.
Good luck with that. Alright, well, I appreciate the time sitting down with me for this interview. Make sure to go check him out. His links will his link and all the other coaches' links will be in the description down below. Make sure you go check everybody out if you are watching this.
They're all great. They're all great people.
And yeah, that's going to be it for this interview. I hope you all did enjoy. I am the Mighty Glyscore. Along with me is Coach Rio. And
what's up, guys? And peace out, guys.